And today's parable is a prodigal son. To illustrate the point further, Jesus told them this story. A man had two sons. The youngest son told his father, "I want to share of your estate now before you die." So his father agreed to divide his wealth between his sons. A few days later, this young son packed all his belongings and moved to a distant land. And there he wasted all of his money in wild living. About the time his money ran out, a great famine swept over the land, and he began to starve. He persuaded a local farmer to hire him, and the man sent him into his fields to feed the pigs. The young man became so hungry that even the pods he was feeding the pigs looked good to him, but no one gave him anything. When he finally came to his senses, he said to himself, "At home, even the hired servants have food enough to spare, and here I am dying of hunger. I will go home to my father and say, 'Father, I have sinned against both heaven and you, and I am no longer worthy of being called your son. Please take me on as a hired servant.'" So he returned home to his father, and while he was still a long way off, his father saw him coming. Filled with love and compassion, he ran to his son, embraced him, and kissed him. His son said to him, "Father, I have sinned against both heaven and you, and I am no longer worthy of being called your son." But his father said to the servants, "Quick, bring the finest robe in the house and put it on him. Get a ring for his finger and sandals for his feet, and kill the calf we have been fattening. We must celebrate with the feast, for this son of mine was dead and has now returned to life. He was lost, but now he is found." So the party began. Meanwhile, the older son was in the field working. When he returned home, he heard music and dancing in the house, and he asked one of the servants what was going on. "Your brother is back," he was told, "and your father has killed the fattened calf. We are celebrating because of his safe return." The older brother was angry and wouldn't go in. His father came out and begged him, but he replied, "All these years I've slaved for you and never once refused to do a single thing you told me to. And all that time you never gave me even one young goat for a feast with my friends. Yet when this son of yours comes back after squandering your money on prostitutes, you celebrate by killing the fattened calf." His father said to him, "Look, dear son, you have always stayed by me, and everything I have is yours. We had to celebrate this happy day, for your brother was dead and has come back to life. He was lost, but now he is found." The parable of the prodigal son shows the nature of repentance and the Lord's readiness to welcome and bless all who return to him. It fully sets forth the riches of gospel grace, and it has been and will be, while the world stands, of unspeakable use of poor sinners to direct and to encourage them in repenting and returning to God. It is bad and the beginning of worse, when men look upon God's gift as debts due to them. The great folly of sinners, and that which ruins them, is being content in their lifetime to receive their good thing. Our first parents ruined themselves and all their race by a foolish ambition to be independent, and this at the bottom of sinners persisting in their sin. We may all discern some features of our own characters in that of the prodigal son. A sinful state is a departure and distance from God. A sinful state is a spending state. Willful sinners misemploy their thoughts and the powers of their souls, misspend their time and all their opportunities. A sinful state is a wanting state. Sinners want necessary for their souls. They have neither food nor raiment for them, nor any provisions for hereafter. A sinful state is a vile, slavish state. The business of the devil's servants is to make provision for the flesh, to fulfill the lust thereof, and that is no better than feeding swine. A sinful state is a state constant discontent. The wealth of the world and the pleasures of the senses would not even satisfy our bodies. But what are they to precious souls? A sinful state is a state which cannot look for relief from any creature. In vain do we cry to the world and to the flesh. They have that which will poison the soul, but have nothing to give which will feed and nourish you. A sinful state is a state of death. A sinner is dead in trespasses and sins, destitute of spiritual life. A sinful state is a lost state. Souls that are separated from God, if His mercy prevent not, will soon be lost forever. The prodigal's wretched state only faintly shadows forth the awful ruin of man by sin. Yet how few are sensible of their own state and character. And again, I thank you for listening to my video.